Hello, kitties. For today's game pickups video, I got the area all decked out for October. Been watching any good scary movies or TV shows lately? I actually just got Ash vs. Evil Dead on DVD, Season 1. For the games, I actually got some pretty sweet deals from here and there. For starters, there's this pawn shop my brother and I go to for retro game hunting, so I picked up 2 NES and 2 SNES games there. So we'll start with the NES. First I got Creditor. This has been on my list for a while. It's, I vaguely remember this from when I was a kid, because I'm pretty sure my cousin had it. And it's an alright game. For the next one is Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Still trying to get that damn sticker off. I had the first one when I was a kid. I used to play that all the time. But I think this is probably the best one, at least in the NES library. And this would have been $10, but because my brother and I'm going to be mentioning him quite a bit in this video, just a heads up. We go there so frequently, and because I was literally buying 4 games, he was like, "Yeah, I'll give you this for 5." So I was like, "Oh, thank you." Another game that was just been on my list for a while that I picked up there, Toy Story for the Super Nintendo, moving up to 16 bits. I played this when I was a kid, and I've been wanting to play it again. And I love all 3 of the movies, but the first one's definitely my favorite. Then I got Ultraman, based off the old TV show. I remember this from when my brother and I used to watch that show all the time when we were kids. It's pretty much like a cross between Godzilla and Power Rangers. And, you know, it was funny. The toys, there were like these big action figures. My brother had one of the monsters, I remember, and it was funny. I loved the show. I remember the toys. Never knew there was a game of it. It's an okay game. It's almost like a mediocre fighting game, I guess is the best way to describe it. Now I kind of want to watch the show. Speaking of fighting games, my brother rented this one back in the day. Brutal Paws of Fury. This was an interesting game. It's almost like a cross between Street Fighter and Looney Tunes. And for a 16-bit fighter, it's actually not bad. It still holds up pretty well. If you want to, you can find this pretty cheap if you want to check it out. It's also available on the Sega Genesis. Another fighting game, Killer Instinct. This was actually a freebie because my brother had an extra copy, so geez, that takes me back. And I got Hyperzone. This I actually heard about from an episode of Nick Arcade. Remember that show? Like he's going left. Da, 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 da. So I was like, yeah, I gotta check that out. And it's a fun game. It's almost like if you took the graphics and sound effects from F-Zero, the original F-Zero, and made it into a space shooter game. That's pretty much what it's like. The mall that I mentioned in my Arcade Memories video, I went there recently, and there was this new store there that sells all kinds of retro knickknacks. Not a huge selection of games, but nevertheless, I found 2. First was Mickey Mania. It's a pretty fun little game. It came with a nice little cover with it, too. It's a platformer game. You play as Mickey Mouse, obviously, and all the levels are different classic cartoons, like the Steamboat one. Damn allergies, sorry. While I was there, I said, you know, I really ought to get a Dreamcast game. Well, I had Crazy Taxi 2. I found that there. But when I brought it up to the counter, the guy said, unfortunately, I can't sell you this because my buddy asked me to hold it for him. He's going to come and get it later, and I totally forgot to take it off the shelf. And I was like, oh, that's alright. And he's like, no, dude, I feel terrible. So, tell you what I'm going to do. You pick out any game there, and I'll give it to you for half price. And I was like, okay. So I found Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles. I played this years ago, and it's an okay game. I think it's like a beat-em-up, but I could be totally wrong. And, it's for 2 players. You can play as Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Plo Koon, and I can never remember her name. It's on here, actually. Arigalia. Can you tell I'm a Star Wars nerd? Got some PS1 games. First is The Unholy War. Now, there's a big crack in the case, but whatever. My brother and I were obsessed with this game. It's... Well, there's a war going on, obviously. There's two armies. One is all, like, robots and cyborgs. The other is aliens, which kind of look like mythological creatures. There's actually one on the cover here. And you have these, like, head-to-head battles. It's a really fun game. It's really good two-player versus game. I like the music. Now this one, Wild 9. My brother had this game years ago. Actually, he still has it, excuse me. But it's almost like Earthworm Jim in a way. Because it's, ironically, the music is done by Tommy Tallarico, who I mentioned in my Earthworm Jim Let's Play. It's like a goofy sci-fi platformer, because I used to watch my brother play it all the time. And I tried it out and I couldn't put it down, so it's like, yeah, I'll pick up my own. Made by Interplay, the same people who did Earthworm Jim and MDK, I believe, and a couple other games. I know they did the Clay Fighter games. This is a great game. The music's awesome because, like I mentioned, it's Tommy Tallarico. He always did awesome game music. I don't know if he still does anymore or not. Anyway, you play as this guy. I forget his name. It's in the instructions, but I don't really feel like opening it. But anyway, he has this, as you can kind of see on there, he has like this special gauntlet which shoots out like a grappling beam. And you pick it up to, you can kind of see some of it on the back there. You throw enemies, like, you can slam them around, throw them into like fans and grinders and stuff, or off cliffs or something. Oh, it's an awesome game. This one I'm really excited to have. Suikoden, whatever. Again, I used to watch my brother play this all the time because I think he borrowed it from a friend. And still got that damn sticker on there. Haven't gotten that off yet. Well, part of it anyway. He beat this, then he got the sequel a few years later. Pretty sure he never beat it, but when I was in high school, I was going to like an RPG fix. So I borrowed it from him, probably beat it like 3 or 4 times. And unfortunately now, that one, the sequel, is like over $100, which is way more than I would ever spend for a retro game. So when I found this one, which was literally a quarter of the price, like, I think it was like $23, something like that, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. Trying to work on my GameCube collection, probably because I've been thinking about the 6th gen a lot, probably because it was the system for when I was in high school, and 2006 was the year I graduated. It's my 10-year anniversary. So first off, I got Geist. This is a really good game. I think my brother he rented it. I don't know if he ever bought it. It's a very unique first-person shooter. You play as this guy who becomes like a specter, and you possess different people, animals, and even objects to navigate through the game. I think this was actually a Nintendo original, too. You know, yeah, Nintendo made an M-rated game. Not a lot of people... It's very underrated, because not a lot of people talk about this game that much anymore. You can find it for like $9 or $10, which is what I got it for, so definitely check it out if you get the chance. This game could definitely use an HD re-release. Then I got... And it just fell, sorry. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. Based off... Another one with a damn sticker on it. Based off the 2003 cartoon series. I remember when my brother bought this, and because it's for 4 players, we played it with our sister. It's a really good game. A lot of fun. I know I keep saying really good. It sounds like a broken record. And then I got this one. The case is a little banged up, but whatever. It's a Namco museum, so it's got a lot of classic Namco games on here, like Pac-Man, Galaga, Dig Dug, etc. Haven't really gotten a chance to try it out yet, but I love classic arcade games like that. It can be pretty fun to play. Moving on to 3DS, I got something pretty similar to that. It's Pac-Man and Galaga, but Pac-Man and Galaga Dimensions, excuse me. So it's basically the two games, but there's a couple of different versions of them. There's actually some re-imaged ones on there, if you will. Like you can kind of see right here. It's Galaga is like a third-person shooter flying type of game. You know, I found this at Target on clearance for like, I think it was like $6 or $7, something like that. Then I got Kirby Roboplanet, right? Or Robobots. Planet Robobot, excuse me. As I've mentioned before, Kirby's probably one of my favorite gaming mascots, definitely my favorite Nintendo character. Well, HAL, Nintendo, whatever. This is your standard Kirby game, but you also get like a robot mech, and that can absorb enemies, and so then it's like, you use the mech, that gets like the abilities as well. For example, like that's what the mech would normally look like, but if you absorb a fire enemy, it gets like flamethrower arms, and the outfit changes and everything. It's awesome. Really loving that game. Only 4 games left from the current generation, 8th gen. 2 Wii U, 2 Xbox One. We'll do the Wii U first. So, Mighty number 9. We're gonna be very brief with this one. I like the game. It's good, not great, and you know, it's definitely flawed, don't get me wrong. But one aspect of the game that I really thought was a cool idea is that the 8 bosses are malfunctioning, so instead of destroying them, you actually kind of snap them out of it, and then they come back and help you through the game. So, like, imagine if you took the first Mega Man game, Gutsman, Fireman, all of them were made by Dr. Light. In a way, they're Mega Man's brothers, so imagine if, instead of destroying them, Mega Man got them to come to and they helped him take on Wily. Like, that would be cool. In fact, something like that actually happened in a comic I have, a Mega Man comic. Yeah, so the game is not perfect, but it's not amazing, but it has its moments. And I think it does have potential. Like, I mean, a lot of people didn't like the first Mega Man game, and then the sequel came out, and that put the series on the map, so to speak. So, if you want to give the game a shot, it's up to you. The price keeps dropping, or you could always even just try a demo. Then I got Lego City Undercover. If you saw my Lego creations video, I love my Legos. I've been wanting to get this since I got a Wii U a couple of years ago, but I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $60. Then I kind of just forgot about it, and then it became a Nintendo Select, and I was like, oh yeah. So I bought, so it was only $20. And it's pretty much Grand Theft Auto, but with Legos. It utilizes the gamepad pretty well, which is kind of cool. Use it as like a searching type thing. I don't have played in a while. So now we got some Xbox One games. First is Rico. This is a really good game. If you love sci-fi, see, it's I was actually just playing it the other day. It almost reminds me of Tomb Raider in a way, but more like sci-fi. You play as I forget her name. And you fight all kind of, it's a third-person platformer shooter game. You explore, like an open-world exploration type of game. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Tomb Raider. And you fight all kinds of robots, and you have robot companions and stuff. It's a very good game. Save the best for last. Gears of War 4. I love the Gears of War games. I think the second one will always be my favorite. The other ones are good too, but the second one is definitely my favorite. Sorry, my throat's kind of drying up. I'm sure, now, not really a spoiler, because I'm sure you know from trailers and stuff. This takes place, I think it was 25 years later, something like that. You play as Marcus's son, whose middle name is Dominic, named after Marcus's late friend. And it digs deeper into like into the, I don't know, it's like a whole new take on it that, I don't really want to spoil anything, but let me put it this way. Do you really think the locusts are gone? Like, are they still, you know... I'm still playing through the campaign, and, you know, I'm pretty much almost done. I know there's like a glitch or something with the, or like, the online is having trouble, which I always play through the campaign and games first anyway, just in case anyone gives any spoilers away. But oh, the game is fantastic. I'm really liking it. You know, I've heard Horde is really good. I'll try that out once I beat the campaign. But yeah, that's all my pickups for this week. For now, I'll do another one at some point. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and happy Halloween! Woo!